make it?
Maybe. Hang on, let's explain this first. These power lines are 20 meters high and our mast height is 21 meters, not including the aerials on top of the mast. But first, we should explain where we are. Last week, we traveled north to Tippler's Passage on South Stradbroke Island. This week, we are anchorage hopping up the Narrows from the Gold Coast to Moreton Bay and find ourselves at Canopia Passage where the electrical lines hang 1 meter lower than our mast height. This also seems like a really good time to say if you like this video, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and leave a comment below. Welcome to Sailing with the Jameses. We're the James family, and we live on board our boat full-time with plans of sailing around the world. I'm just up having a cup of coffee and I can hear Sam clattering around on the roof, so let's go check out what he's up to. We'll come outside and we'll go up front. Good morning.
Good morning.
What are you up to?
Just finished actually. Just finished putting the new lazy jacks on. Was there anything wrong with our other lazy jacks? No, there wasn't. So some of you may be asking why we swapped them, especially if you've been talking to my wife. So basically what happened was we had some 4mm VB cord left out of an old expired rope throwing device, and then I found the little blocks in the back lazarette there, so it didn't actually cost us anything. And we've done it for two main reasons. Number one, it's going to be a lot lighter, and number two, a lot less windage. So I'll show you. I've got the rope up here. So this here was the old rope for the system, and yeah, we've gone from 10mm down to 4mm. And the thing is, worst case scenario, if this does break, the consequences are very low. It doesn't really matter. Not that I think it will. And we've swapped out these big blocks here. They used to be the turning blocks, just for those little friction rings there. So it'll be a lot lighter and a lot less windage and a lot easier to manage. My mission this week is, I don't know if you can see at the base of the mast there is all of those ropes and things, and they've all got a purpose, but the plan is I want to fit what's called a reefing hook, and as soon as I've fitted it, I'll bring it up here and explain it to you guys. But what it's going to do is it's going to get rid of most of that rope there. So at this stage we've got rope that pulls down the front of the sail and the back of the sail. We're just going to have one Cunningham rope there and then a reefing hook at the back, and then with a soft shackle, and you won't need all of those ropes. So as soon as it's fitted, I'll show you what it looks like and how it works. So to illustrate what I was talking about before, these are the old lazy jacks that I've taken down. So this is the 10mm rope here, and this here is the equivalent in 4mm. So you can see the difference there. There's a considerable difference in weight, but also a considerable difference in windage. So again, I wouldn't have done this until these are ready to fall apart. The only reason I did do it is because we had some spare VB line that was just out of a rope thrower, so it wasn't coiled up or on a thimble or anything like that. So it was just sitting around, so it was easier to use. And yeah, those are the two differences there.
After exploring Tipplers and working on the lazy jacks, we decide to head up to Jumpinpin. We are at Tipplers, and you can see how close we are to shore. And the depths, oh no, they're not going to do it. They keep reading 106 chain. Yeah, they keep reading. Yeah, there we go, 159 meters underneath us. 106 chain, 114, going blank, 155. So definitely not correct. The depth sounders are original from 2005, and they do occasionally decide to display the correct depth. This isn't a major issue to us while we are in familiar waters on the east coast of Australia, but it is something that we will look into before heading overseas. It did give us a bit of a chuckle as we were clearly in less than 3 meters of water, and they were reading 116 and 156 meters. We've just pulled the dinghy up at the lagoon at Jumpinpin. You can see that there's a cat parked in the lagoon, and we're gonna go over there through the dunes and check out the surf and check the area out. And check this out. Your feet dig so much in the sand. There's a few walking tracks that you can do at Jumpinpin. Today, we went over to the other side to check out the surf, and we sat down for a bit to watch a boat attempt the Jumpinpin bar. We met a few friends on the beach, discovered a tree swing that Charlie loved, and played in the sand for a little while before heading back to the boat.
This is our fuel consumption. So as we've been steaming through these waterways, we've noticed that we've been going a little bit slower. And if you look over the side here, we've got quite a few hitchhikers on the hull with us. And all that weed and all that growth is definitely slowing us down a considerable amount. So we're gonna try and just scrape a bit of it off today to go a little bit quicker up through the narrows, and then when we're in somewhere a little bit less murky, we'll jump in and give her a scrub and give her a proper clean.
We had Shining Light hauled out of the water in March for her pre-purchase survey, where she was water blasted and sat in the slings for 2 hours. Since having her relaunched, we've noticed a mind-blowing amount of growth happening on her. One might go as far as to say that we've got the Great Barrier Reef on our bottom. We've noticed that where the slings were has little growth happening, and where she was water blasted has a heap of growth. We will wait until we are in clear water to jump in and give the hulls a scrub, but it's looking like a haul out might be in our future. After Jumpinpin, we head north through the Narrows, where we encounter the power lines.
So we're anchored in a place called Canopia Passage, and it's located between, we've got Russell Island over on this side here, and then over on the other side we've got North Stradbroke. And our plan is to go out into Moreton Bay today, and the challenge that we have at the moment is, if we come over this side, we've got these low power lines here. Last time when we were in the mono, we went over to where the power lines are slightly higher in a different passage. This is a shallow water passage. We thought we would explore in a shallow water boat, and our mast is 21 meters high with aerials and things on top of that, and that is 20 meters high. So the plan is we're going to go over, it's deep water very close to shore, and you can see that the lines go up to the top of the hill. So the plan is to go over there, underneath it nice and slow, and we'll see how we go.
Confident?
Yeah, I'm confident.
Glad he's confident. It's not like we're in a middle boat or anything. So there's the danger sign there that warns you about the power line, so you can see the power thing up on the hill, and it droops down. So there's the power line. That's our mast, and the aerials 21 meters high, and then the aerials on top of that. Here comes the lines. Sam's confident back there.
Yep. Wearing my rubber boots just in case. make it?
Maybe. We're going under them right now.
Nothing arced, we're good. Nothing jumped across. Laughing.
We're good, we're clearing them.
Alright.
We're through. Yeah, through. Woohoo!
Right.
The declared map height of the power lines is determined by the sag in the middle of the lines on the hottest day of the year at the highest astronomical tide. Change any of these factors and you can change the clearance height. We hugged the eastern side of the channel where the lines are highest coming off the mountain, giving us enough clearance to pass underneath the power lines. We headed north from Canopia Passage into Moreton Bay and dropped anchor outside the little village of Dunwich. Join us next week as we head off on our first sail and overcome some teething problems. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons, and we'll see you next week.